I mostly read public domain books here on Glenn Reads Books to You, and they were written a long time ago, so they're usually racist, or sexist, or bigoted, but in there somewhere is a story, and that's why those stories are famous. Other times, I read works from independent authors, and they're delightfully not racist, but they might have adult language or adult situations, like, making sex. So that's your warning, but I'm sure you're grown up enough to handle it. Don't write to me complaining. How the hell do people even work this thing? So I'm touching the screen, and you're awake. Oh, it's been a week, and you've just been sitting there staring out the front of the window in some sort of comatose state. But now you're back. Hi. Since last time, nothing really exciting happened. I was on the party bus with all those hot women, and none of them had sex with us. But then you kind of just went into a comatose state, and then they took me to, one of them got married. I guess that's what the party bus was for, so that's kind of fun. It was really nice, romantic. Do you want to hit the road? All right? Yeah, let's go hit the road. Right? There we go. There you go. So, nothing really happened. They eventually took us to a place, and we got our car fixed while you just sat comatose when they jacked the car up like 6 feet in the air. And then they jacked it down again. You're still comatose, and then just sort of sitting here waiting for you to wake up. Welcome to the Glenn Reads Gothic Books to You while driving in his car podcast. It's a fun little bit where I pretend to go on a road trip with you and reading books out loud, and not just recording in my basement. This is where I read the hottest public domain books and short stories. We're going to continue to read Jane Eyre, an autobiography by Charlotte Brontë. Want to learn a little bit about the author? Yes, you do. I stole this from Wikipedia. Charlotte Brontë was born April 21st, 1816, and died March 31st, 1855 at the age of 38. Was an English novelist and poet, and was the elder sister of Emily Anne and Branwell Brontë. And also, this show is the only podcast completely dedicated to Mr. Moonbounce, the only listener that's ever reached out to me. So I hope that my grating voice lulls you to sleep. And also to my dad, who just got out of the hospital finally, and he's back home where he can take a crap in his own toilet, which I'm sure he's pretty excited about, clapping his little hands together the whole time we're getting to the house. Charlotte was little more than 4.5 feet tall, I'm getting from fascinating facts about Charlotte Brontë from AnneBrontë.org. Charlotte Brontë is without a doubt a giant of literature. I think you can see where this is going, but she was very diminutive in stature. Estimations of her height range from 4'7" to 4'11", whereas Emily was almost a foot taller and the tallest of all the Brontës. Her clothes, held by the Brontë Personage Museum, including shoes, corsets, gloves, and dresses, would fit a child today. She was incredibly self-conscious about her height and her looks in general, leading her publisher and close friend George Smith to remark that she would have given her all of her genius and fame just to be beautiful. Charlotte fell in love with her married teacher. Charlotte's experience at Rowhead hasn't completely deterred her from becoming a teacher. After all, what else was there to do? At 21, Charlotte, with Emily alongside her, left Yorkshire and traveled to Brussels with the intention of learning languages that would help them set up their own school upon their return. She made good progress at the Penobscot, Hager Don't Care school, but rapidly fell in love with a stern master, Constantine Hager. He would be an inspiration for Rochester, but he had the same problem in that he was married. Looks like the grandfather clock in the trunk of the car telling me to shut up is going off, so basically she didn't marry him. Let's go on and read this story. All right, Moonbounce, you all settled? Chapter 6. The next day commenced as before, getting up and dressing by rushlight, but this morning we were obliged to dispense with the ceremony of washing. The water in the pitchers was frozen, a change had taken place in the weather the preceding evening, and a keen northeast wind whistling through the crevices of our bedroom windows all night long had made us shiver in our beds and turned the contents of the ewers to ice. Before the long hour and half of prayers and a Bible reading was over, I felt ready to perish with cold. Breakfast time came at last, and this morning the porridge was not burnt. All the quality was edible, and the quantity was small. How small my portion seemed! ! I wish it had been, doubled. In the course of a day, I was enrolled in a member of the 4th class, and regular tasks and occupations were assigned to me. Hitherto, I had only been a spectator of the proceedings at Lowood. I was now to become an actor therein. At first, being a little accustomed to learn by heart, the lessons appeared to be both long, difficult. The frequent change from task to task, too, bewildered me. And I was glad when, about, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Miss Smith put into my hands a border of muslin 2 yards long, together with a needle, thimble, etc., and sent me to sit in a quiet corner of the schoolroom. Burp. I haven't even burped yet. I'm anticipating it, and I said it out loud. No burp came. That was a premature burp. With directions to hem the same. At that hour, most of the others were sewing likewise, but one class still stood round Miss Scratchard's chair reading. And all was quiet. The subject of their lessons could be heard, together with the manner in which each girl acquitted herself, and the animadversions. Christ, I have to look this up. Animadversions. It's a noun. Criticism or censure. I literally can't say it. Animadversions. There we go. Or commendations of Miss Scratchard on the performance. It was in English history. Among the readers, I observed my acquaintance of the veranda and the commencements of the lesson. Her place had been at the top of the class, but for some error or pronunciation, or some inattention to stops, she was suddenly sent to the very bottom. Even in that obscure position, Miss Scratchard continued to make her an object of constant notice. She was continually addressing to her such phrases as the following: Burns! Such, it seems, was her name. The girls here were all called by their surnames as boys are elsewhere. Burns! You're standing on the side of your shoe. Turn your toes out immediately. Burns! You poke your chin. Oh, most unpleasantly. Draw it in. Burns! I insist on you holding your head up. I will not have you before me in that attitude. Etc., etc., which is the cool way of doing it. Ampersand, letter C. 2 of them in a row. That's pretty cool. A chapter having been read through twice, the books were closed and the girls examined. The lesson had comprised part of the reign of Charles I, and there are sundry questions about, tonnage, poundage, ship money, which most of them appeared unable to answer. Still, every little difficulty was solved instantly. When it reached Burns, her memory seemed to have retained the substance of the whole lesson, and she was ready with her answers on every point. I kept expecting that Mrs. Scratchard would praise her attention, but instead of that, she suddenly cried out, you dirty, disagreeable girl, have you never cleaned your nails this morning? How often do these people have to clean their nails? I never clean my nails. I just wash my hands. I can't believe there's a time in history where people had dirty nails on a regular basis. And it was expected that you should probably clean them. I watched a movie about Truman Capote. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he starred in it. He was Truman Capote. And he made a point of making sure that his nails were dirty so you could see it in scenes. And I caught it because I'm OCD. And I'm like, oh God, why is his nails dirty in that scene? And I saw an interview with him. He's like, yeah, it's because people had dirty nails back then. I don't know anyone that has dirty nails now. I mean, unless you work outside or, somebody that gardens a lot, but you just wash your hands and it goes away. I'm going to let this one go, but just think about what I'm saying about the nails thing, because I don't think anyone really has dirty nails on a regular basis. Burns made no answer. I wondered at her silence. Why, thought I, does she not explain that she could neither clean her nails nor wash her face as the water was frozen? My attention was now called off by Miss Smith, desiring me to hold a skein of thread. While she was winding it, she talked to me from time to time, asking whether I had ever been at school before, whether I could mark, stitch, knit, etc., until she dismissed me. I could not pursue my observations of Miss Scratchard's movements. Burp, there, finally got one. That was the one from earlier. When I returned to my seat, that lady was just delivering an order of which I could not catch the import. Burns immediately left the class. and going into a small inner room where books were kept, returned in half a minute, carrying in her hand a bundle of twigs tied together. At one end. This ominous tool was presented to Miss Scratchard with a respectful courtesy. And then she quietly, and without being told, unloosed her pinafore, and the teacher instantly and sharply inflicted upon her neck a dozen strokes with a bunch of twigs. Not a tear rose from Burns's eye, and while I paused from my sewing because my fingers quivered at the spectacle with a sentiment of unavailing and impotent anger, not a feature of her pensive face altered its ordinary expression. "Hardened girl!" exclaimed Miss Scratchard. "Nothing can correct you of your slatternly habits. Carry the rod away." Burns obeyed. And I looked at her narrowly as she emerged from the book closet, and she was just putting back her handkerchief into her pockets, and the trace of a tear glistened on her thin cheek. The play hour in the evening, I thought, the pleasantries fraction of the day at Lowood, the bit of bread, the draught of coffee swallowed at 5 o'clock had revived vitality. It had not satisfied hunger. The long restraint of the day was slackened. The schoolroom felt warmer than this morning, its fires being allowed to burn a little more brightly to supply, in some measure, the place of candles, not yet introduced. The ruddy gloaming, the licensed uproar, the confusion of many voices gave one a welcome sense of liberty. On the evening of the day in which I had seen Miss Scratchard flog her pupil, Burns, I wandered as usual. Oh, I'm reading this wrong. There's a lot of commas. On the evening of the day which I had seen Miss Scratchard flog her pupil, Burns, I wandered as usual among the forms and tables and laughing groups without companion. Yet, not feeling lonely, when I passed the windows, I now and then lifted a blind and looked out. It snowed fast. A drift was already forming against the lower panes, putting my ear close to the window. I could distinguish from the gleeful tumult within the disconsolate man of the wind outside. Apparently I'm having a tough time reading. Let's just take a minute to reset myself and just kind of actually drive for a minute. Oh, I didn't know the road looked like this. I have not looked up at the road once since I've been reading. Probably, if I had lately left a good home and kind parents... Can you hold onto the wheel for a second? I want to put my feet up on the dashboard. You drive. This would have been the hour when I should most keenly have regretted the separation. That wind would have saddened my heart. This obscure chaos would have disturbed my peace. As it was, I derived from both the strange excitement and reckless and feverish. I wished the wind to howl more wildly, the gloom to deepen to darkness, and the confusion to rise to clamor. Jumping over the forms and creeping under tables, I made my way to one of the fireplaces. There, kneeling by the high wire fender, I found Burns absorbed, silent, abstracted from all round by the companionship of a book, which she read in the dim glare of the embers. "Is it still restless?" I asked, coming behind her. "Yeah," she said, "and I have just finished it." And in 5 minutes more, she shut it up. I was glad of this. Now, thought I could perhaps get her to talk. I sat down by her on the floor. What is your name besides Burns?" "Helen." "Do you come a long way from here?" "I come from a place farther north, quite on the borders of Scotland." Will you ever go back?" "Oh, I hope so, but nobody can be sure of the future." "You must wish to leave Lowood." "No. Why should I? I was sent to Lowood to get an education, and it would be of no use going away until I have attained that object." "But the teacher, Miss Scratchard, is so cruel to you." "Cruel? Not at all. She is severe. She dislikes my faults. And if I were in your place, I should dislike her. I should resist her. If she struck me with the rod, I should get it from her hand. I should break it under her nose." "Probably you would do nothing of the sort. But if you did, Mr. Brocklehurst would expel you from the school, and that'd be a great grief to your relations. It is far better to endure patiently a smart which nobody feels but yourself than to commit a hasty action whose evil consequences will extend to all connected with you. And besides, the Bible bids us return good for evil." But then it seems disgraceful to be flogged. You should be sent to stand in the middle of the room full of people, and you're such a great girl. Oh, I'm far younger than you, and I could not bear it. Yet it would be your duty to bear it, and if you could not avoid it, it is weak and silly to say you cannot bear what is in your fate to be required to bear." Well, I heard her with wonder, and I could not comprehend this doctrine of endurance, and still less I could understand or sympathize with the forbearance she expressed for her chasteté. Still, I felt that Helen Burns considered things by a light invisible to my eyes. I suspected she might be right and I wrong, but I would not ponder that matter deeply. Like Felix, I put it off to a more convenient season. "You say you have faults, Helen. What are they? To me you seem very good." "Well, then learn from me not to judge by appearances. I am, as Miss Scratchard said, slatternly. I seldom put and never keep things in order. I am careless, I forget rules. I read when I should learn my lessons. I have no method, and sometimes I say, like you, I cannot bear to be the subject of systematic arrangements. This is all very provoking to Miss Scratchard, who is naturally deep, punctual, and particular. And cross and cruel, I added, but Helen Burns would not admit my addition. She kept silence. Is Miss Temple as severe as you, to you as Miss Scratchard? At the utterance of Miss Temple's name, a soft smile flitted across her grave face. Miss Temple is full of goodness. It pains her to be severe. Oh, to anyone, even the worst in the school. She sees my errors and tells me of them gently. And if I do anything worthy of praise, she gives me my meed liberally. One strong proof of my wretchedly defective nature is that even in her explanations, so mild, so rational, have not influence to cure me of my faults, and even her praise, though I value it most highly, cannot stimulate me to continued care and foresight. That's curious, said I. It is so easy to be careful. Well, it seems like a good time to take a piss. I know I gotta take a piss. I don't know if you gotta take a piss, but we can go take a piss. Let's pull the car over, take a piss, and learn about the latest upcoming books from Penguin Random House. Ooh, here we go. I've been holding this in for a while. I'm sure you do, too. You spent over a week not even farting. Did you know the problem with my car last episode was too much farts? Oh, look at you. You're starting already. You're already peeing. And I gotta pee, too. Well, let me get the thing ready here. Okay, and then I'm gonna join you in the peeing. Oh, here I go. There we go. Yep. Oh, we're both peeing. Oh, look at that. We should play lightsabers. Let's give it a... Where the Boys Come to Die by Portia Sterling. Okay. It's got to be a fake name. No one names their kid. Wow, you're going again. Let's see if I can keep up. I might be able to pull a little something off here. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting in there too. There we go. To escape a ruthless gang leader's obsession, a strong-willed southern stunner is forced to play a deadly game among New Orleans' darkest, most seductive streets. Obsession is a game only two can play. Oh, you done? Oh, there you go again. I'll join you in a second. But only one can win. For fiercely independent, sincere Watkins, her stunning beauty is an obstacle. Oh, there we go. I'm getting in there now. To be overcome. Growing up in New Orleans' most dangerous neighborhood, she caught the eye of Lord, leader of the ruthless local gang, the Saints. Despite Lord's unstoppable obsession with her, God, you're going to... What, you got, prostate problem? Sincere is making a life for herself. She won't let him stand in her way, even after he takes out someone he cares for. Sincere, her name is Sincere? Yes, Sincere Watkins. This author can't make up a cool name, and then the characters don't have good names. Just focuses on fulfilling her dreams and holds love at a distance to keep her safe. But when Lord, the guy's name is literally Lord, she should go to whoever this person is. It's got to be, just go to a name generator and just get better names. Upend Sincere's world irrevocably. She evades his every merciless move with strength, savvy, and resilience she never knew she had. And their battle of wills becomes all-out war when Lord's second-in-command, Supreme, the guy's name is Supreme, falls hard for Sincere's dignity and determination. Now she will work every angle by igniting long-buried resentments and lethal rivalries among the saints. For in the dirty South, where grudges run deep, life is short, power lies in how you seize it. And Sincere will pay any price, rack up any cost, to get revenge. And all she deserves, and even if it all that's left is heartbreak and smoking ash. Okay, well, whatever the hell that was about. Where the boys come to die, by Portia Sterling, paperback for $18 at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books, Million Bookshop.org, Hudson Booksellers, Powell's, Target, Walmart. Are you done yet? Because I'm ready to get back in the car. Still going. Still going. You good? Okay, well, zip up. We'll shake it. Okay, yeah, now zip up. Yeah. Oh, what's over there? You see that? Let's go towards it. You see it? It's some kind of stadium, and I can hear the sounds of naked men's chests slapping against each other. Let's go check it out. What the hell is this? Oh, I knew it. Oh, it's an amateur wrestling match. Oh, it's guys in their 20s with no shirts on, wearing tidy whities. And they're all slapping their wet bodies against each other. I told you I heard the sound of naked men's chests slapping against each other. Oh, this is going to be great. And this sounds like a great place to read. Look at them. Look at them. They're walking around with their hands out like they're two little bear cubs, not touch each other, just walking in a circle. Oh, they're scared to make contact. You wouldn't see sumos acting like that. Oh, no, sumos are aggressive, very aggressive, large flabby men. Well, okay, why don't we get a seat over here on this bench? Oh, thank you. Someone just handed me a whole beer. Thank you. I will take this beer. God, it's weak. Mrs. Miller? Jesus Christ. Well, we are where? Louisiana? I have no idea where we are on this road trip. But whatever the deal is, they do give you free beer, but you might as well just not even bother drinking it. It'd take 24 cases of this to feel anything. Why don't we get back to the story? Oh, look at him. Look at his footwork. Oh, that's fantastic. Anyways, back to the story. For you, I have no doubt it is. I observed you in your class this morning, and I saw you were closely attentive. Your thoughts never seemed to wander while Miss Miller explained the lesson in question to you. Now, mine continually rove away when I should be listening to Miss Scratchard and collecting all she says with assiduity. I'm having a rough night tonight. Assiduity. I'm looking it up. There's got to be a way to pronounce this. Nope, completely useless. This doesn't help at all. Often I lose... I'm going to go back and I'm going to hear this and be like, you fucking idiot. It's assiduity. Whatever. Often I lose the very sound of her voice. I fall into a sort of dream. Sometimes I think I'm in Northumberland, and that the noises I hear around me are the bubbling of a little brook which runs through deep den near our house. I wonder if she's got a gym with 20-something... Oh, look at that. Look at the way he grabbed him by his wet thigh and slapped him down on the ground like that. You wouldn't see that in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, they all just kind of lay on their back like crabs, and then they attack each other with their legs. But she hasn't got one of those by her house. She has a little brook. Then, when it comes to my turn to reply, I have to be awakened. And having heard nothing of what was read for listening to that visionary book, well, I have no answer ready. Yet how well you replied this afternoon. Well, it was mere chance. The subject and what we had been reading had interested me. This afternoon, instead of dreaming of deep den, I was wondering... Oh, he's getting a penalty because his knee got too close to that guy's wet crotch. I was wondering how a man who wished to do right could act unjustly and unwisely. What little kid? Oh, he's talking to his dad. Unwisely as Charles and the first sometimes did. And I thought, what a pity that was that. With his integrity and conscientiousness, that he could see no farther than the prerogatives of the crowd. If he had but been able to look to a distance and see how what they call the spirit of the age was tending. Still, I, like Charles... Somebody ever get that kid? Get that kid to shut... Yeah, I'm talking to you. Get your kid to shut up. I'm trying to read this book and watch sweaty men. Why don't you talk back to me? I respect him. I pity him. Poor murdered king. Yes, his enemies were the worst. Oh, they shed blood. They had no right to shed. How dare they kill him? Helen was talking to herself now. She had forgotten I could not very well understand her, that I was ignorant, or nearly so, on the subject she discussed. I recalled her to my level. When Miss Temple teaches you, do your thoughts wander then? No, certainly not often. Because Miss Temple has generally something to say which is newer than my own reflections. Her language is singularly agreeable to me, and the information she communicates is often just what I wish to gain. Well then, with Miss Temple, you are good? Yes, in a passive way. I make no effort. I follow as inclination guides me. There is no merit in such goodness. Oh, a great deal. Oh, you are good to those who are good to you. It is all I ever desire to be. If people were always kind and obedient to those who are cruel and unjust, the wicked people would just have their own way, and they would never feel afraid. And so they would never alter, but would grow worse and worse. Well, we're seeing that in politics. Horrible people without consequences keep doing more horrible things. Let's find out what the author thinks about this approach towards dealing with shithole people. When we are stuck without reason, we would strike back again very hard, and I am sure we should. So hard as to teach the person who struck us never to do it again. Sound reasoning. You will change your mind, I hope, when you grow older. As yet, you are but a little untaught girl. Well, that's shit reasoning. But I feel this, Helen. I must dislike those who, whatever I do to please them, persist in disliking me. I must resist those who punish me unjustly. It is, natural as that I should love those who show me affection or submit to punishment when I feel it is deserved. Heathens and savage tribes hold that doctrine, but Christians and civilized nations disown it. I don't like Helen. I live in Minneapolis. And if you follow the news, I don't like Helen. Roll over and just take it. How? Well, I don't understand. It is not violence that best overcomes hate, nor vengeance that most certainly heals injury. What then? Read the New Testament, and observe what Christ says and how he acts. Make his word your rule and his conduct your example. What does he say? Love your enemies, bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you and despitefully use you. Really? I mean, I guess the despitefully use you part. Okay. Then I should love Miss Reed, which I cannot do. I should bless her son John, which is impossible. In her turn, Helen Burns asked me to explain, and I proceeded forthwith to pour out, in my own way, the tale of my sufferings and resentments, bitter and translucent when excited. I spoke as I felt, without reserve or softening. Helen heard me patiently to the end. Oh, got real quiet. Oh, they're bringing out new people. Oh, it's on. Oh, they're already wet. They haven't even started wrestling and they're already wet. Helen heard me patiently to the end. I expected she would then make a remark, but she said nothing. I said impatiently. Hey, I'm reading a book. Can you calm down over there? Jesus Christ. Is not Miss Reed a hard-hearted bad woman? She is, been unkind to you, no doubt, because you see, she dislikes your cast of character, and Miss Scratchard does mine. But how minutely you remember all she has done and said to you. What a singularly deep impression her injustices seem to have made on your heart. No ill usage so brands its record on my feelings. Would you not be happier if you tried to forget her severity, together with the passionate emotions excited? Life appears to be too short to be spent in nursing animosity or registering wrongs. We are, and must be, one and all, burdened with faults in this world, but this time will soon come then, I trust. We shall put them off in putting off our corruptible bodies. Well, basement and sin will fall from us with this cumbrous frame of flesh, and only the spark of spirit will remain, the impalpable principle of light and thought, pure as when it left the Creator to inspire the creature. Whence it came will return, perhaps again to be communicated to some being higher than man. Oh, perhaps to pass through graduations of glory from the pale human... What the hell's going on out there? Oh, apparently someone has got a sore ankle. That sucks. That sucks in the wrestling world. For the human soul to brighten to the seraph, surely you will never, on the contrary, be suffered to generate from man to fiend? No, I cannot believe that. I hold another creed, which no one ever taught me, which I seldom mention, but in which I delight, to which I cling, for it extends hope to all. It makes eternity a rest, a mighty home, not a terror and an abyss. Besides, what? With this creed, I can so clearly distinguish between the criminal and his crime, so I can sincerely forgive the first while I abhor the last. With this creed, revenge never worries my heart, degradation never too deeply disgusts me, injustice never crushes me too low. I live in calm, looking to the end. Helen's head, always drooping, sank a little lower as she... Is that Japanese? Is this a Japanese wrestling match? Helen's head, always drooping, sank a little lower as she finished the sentence. I saw by her look that she wished no longer to talk to me, but rather to converse with her own thoughts. She was not allowed much time for meditation. A monitor, a great rough girl, presently came up with a frickin' kid again. Came up exclaiming in a strong Cumberland accent, "Helen Burns, if you don't go and put your drawer in order, I'll fold up your work this minute. I'll tell Miss Scratcher to come and look at it." Helen sighed as her reverie fled, and getting up, obeyed the monitor without reply and without delay. Well, that's the end of that chapter. And this match ain't the greatest. I've seen better. I've seen men more sweaty, slapping their arms against each other, with the loud slapping sounds and the squinting of faces and the gritting of teeth as they wrap their wet legs around each other and try to get one to fall wetly on the mat. I have not seen one single chair used as a weapon in this entire time here. Why don't we go back to the car and I don't know, you'll probably just zone out again and have to sit here in the parking lot of this wrestling arena until we can finally read the next chapter. Well, I want to get out of here. Well, here we are, sitting in the car with the windows down, just letting that springtime breeze, even though it's February, waft in through the windows. We must be in the south. Maybe we're in North Florida. Who knows where we are? I don't have a map. I just kind of go where the road goes. And then also when the highway kind of seems like it's coming to a stop, I just kind of wander through neighborhoods. Yeah, I've done a little driving while you're zoned out for a week. What do we learn here? Well, we learned that each chapter is one topic only. You want to learn more in a chapter than just the one thing that the author wants to tell you? Well, slow down, little man. Where do you think you're going? You get to learn this one topic thoroughly. Maybe it all collides into itself like a giant smash burger at the end or something. I don't even really know if I know what a smash burger is. I think I've had one and find them impressive. They didn't stand out. They didn't impress me at all. But, basically, school has got, the schoolmasters are just assholes, and you got this one person, Helen, who just kind of keeps taking the beating. Then you get to learn her reasoning, which is, if someone's shitty to you, and they're just being shitty to everyone all the time without real reason or provocation, they don't have any consequences, so they're just going to keep doing it to other people. After you're gone, you should find a way to make them feel that there's a consequence so they stop doing that to people. I totally agree with that for political reasons lately. And, but Helen's like, oh, no, the Bible says you just got to keep taking that beating. And then what is your respite? Huh? Burp, your respite? What is your, what kind of reward do you get at the end? How do you get a break from it? Death. So Helen's just like putting herself in positions to constantly be like beaten with a bundle of twigs, because she's like, well, I don't know, I'm not the brightest, who cares? And it just gets beat with sticks, and she's just this kind of human martyr. It's kind of weird. So with that, I guess I'll see you next week, and maybe something new will happen. Oh, there you go. Eyes glazing over. Well, it appears you found me in the part of the podcast I hate the most, where I tell you all about the places on the internet where you can find me. You can tell I hate this because of the sound effects making it sound like a stormy night in the drawing room of the damned. Now, are you cool? I like cool people. It's the reason why I got involved in this business to begin with, just to meet cool people, not losers. So if you're cool, feel free to go over to my website, nuzzlehouse.com. Don't bother looking for us on social media because we've given it all up after the election with how evil everyone is from Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I shut it all down. But you can find us on Blue Sky, nuzzlehouse.bsky.com. I don't know. We got a Christmas album on our website, which we should do. Everyone should do when they get married, make a Christmas album. We got Just Stay in the Curious Mind, where we make paranormal smut, Masterpiece Auditorium review books, and Two Things, One Cup with Elton from Elton Reads a Book a Week. And since I think you might be cool, you can always just email me directly, glenn.nuzzles@gmail.com. But don't email if you're a nerdlinger or a dork. Now, back to business. I can't believe I drank all of them already. There's got to be one left.